The video shows cops arresting a man, so the question arises, what has the man committed? Stay tuned to the video till the end to find out what's going on.
How you doing, sir?
Good.
All right.
What's up?
Deputy Troy with the Sheriff's Office. The reason
Okay.
I'm stopping you is your plate's obstructed.
Yeah.
Whatever that thing's got, you got to take it off, okay?
Okay.
Because it got to be visible within a certain distance.
All right.
Now, when you went to driving school and a cop pulls you over, what they tell you?
Oh, you pull over when it's safe to do.
No, you pull over immediately.
The officer stops the man and warns him that the reason he was stopping him is that whatever the thing he has to take it off. It has to be seen from a particular distance now. When you go to a driving school and a cop pulls you over, you're told to pull over when it's safe to do so. I'm not sure what you're doing inside this car, if you know what I mean. Safety comes first, therefore pull over immediately if for any reason I believe it is unsafe.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
when you keep rolling, it makes it go to from like just a routine deal to
Yeah, I
like.
just didn't want to stop right there in the road where there's nowhere to pull over.
Yeah, well, I initially turned on right when you were in front of that little
I could've
store.
wanted to get sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so you know what I mean?
But you were like way back there. I didn't know if you're running your sirens for me or for.
Well, and then even then, when you see sirens going, what are you supposed to do? Still keep going or pull over so the cops can go past
Yeah,
you?
sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The officer further explains to the man his driving lesson and what got him suspicious.
Former NDOC, and I used to work security at Harris.
Oh, okay.
I'm a contractor.
After the officer finished his incorrect driving lesson, he started asking questions to the man that could incriminate him. So, let's see further what he did.
My partner called me. I'm a contractor with Southwest Gas.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to go over there and get him logged into his computer.
Okay.
So I was kind of in a rush.
Hey, you live where?
Here in Carson City.
Where at?
Imperial. 33330.
I haven't stopped you before, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to, because you said, but I can't. In my mind,
The man then gives him the answer to all of his questions. The officer asks him where he lives and has he stopped him before. The officer further asks him if he has any guns in the car. The cop then checks out the car to see if he's telling the truth.
28. I copy. X-ray 5. The 28th is going to be 8 Victor Union Tom 670 California. So you just got the car, right?
In November.
Or okay.
Yeah.
Well, because you gave me this, that's why.
Sure. It's whatever's.
The man continues, as I said, you know what, when you're this far behind though, to me it was like, all right, is this man pulling me over or what's going on? Yeah, once I'm on there and I don't have anywhere to pull over, you know what I mean? I didn't want to just pull over and stop clogging up traffic at that point.
Like, all right, is this guy pulling me over or what's going on?
Yeah.
So once I'm on there and I ain't got nowhere to pull over, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't want to just pull over and stop and hold up traffic like that. So.
And at that point, we'll make that call. If there's too much traffic, we'll make that call for you.
The officer informs the man that he's passing information on to his partner so he can run and check on the man. The officer goes to the other side of the car and tells the man to lower the glass. The cop realized that this man couldn't shut up and was willing to answer additional questions. He became determined to discover something damning to utilize in order to arrest the man. Fortunately for this cop, he finally obtained what he desired. So, what did this man reveal? Let's find out.
What do you got right there up front?
That's a siren. I contract. I do contract here.
You contract?
So some of the work I do requires to have a siren.
A siren?
This used to be a practice.
Yeah.
It's some of the I contracted.
The officer then asks him, what do you have right there in front of you? The man responds, I got some contract strip to have sirens. The officer asks him further to turn it on. The cop returns and says, I'm going to take you out like this just to check. And, okay, we'll push that one for you. Put that down for now. So you're not in law enforcement, are you? You're a cop now, but you work security, right?
So I'm going to put these on for now, okay? Because when relax.
Why would you take the lights off?
Yeah, I contract work, so I have to have lights on the vehicle for some work.
They shouldn't be that color.
Yeah, they shouldn't be red and white, brothers.
No, it depends on who you're contracting with. If you contract with law enforcement,
Which agencies do you contract with?
it varies. It's DOJ.
Name, son. DOJ? So you have a
DOJ.
contract?
I've worked. Right.
Okay, so you have a government ID?
I have a contract. Yep.
Where's that?
The cop arrests him and tells him, I want to relax track work, so I need to have lights on the vehicle somewhere. They shouldn't be that color, brother. They shouldn't be red and white. With what agency do you work?
Is she too?
Oh, my goodness.
Federal Bureau of Investigation?
The cop was only being pleasant when he revealed how he obtained the device since he was a contract special security agent. At that point, the seemingly friendly cop transformed into a cop determined to put the man in jail.
So I'm going to read you your rights too, okay?
Sure.
Because you're handcuffed, you know what I mean? So I feel more comfortable that way.
That's fine.
So you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used in the court of law.
Yeah.
You have the right to talk to an attorney, have him present with you prior to any question if you wish one.
Sure.
If you cannot afford one will be provided to you by the courts.
Yeah.
Okay, have your rights in mind. You want to talk to me? Let me see this thing over here.
The officer replies, I'll also read you your rights. Okay, you're chained, you know what I mean, so I'm more comfortable that way, and the other rights are unaffected. You state that Canada will be utilized in court law if the appropriate decision is made to return him to prison with you prior to any questioning. If you can't afford one, the courts will supply one for you. Okay, I have your money rights. If you want to talk to me, let me know.
No guns, right?
Nah.
Inside the car?
Yeah.
Okay. Who, because, like I said, man, too, there's money in. Okay. Put that back in, so I'll put it in the bag, okay? So the reason that you're in cuffs, okay, is per NRS. Unless you're a sworn officer.
I know Nevada everybody states.
Yeah, you're not allowed to have red and blues.
Sure.
Right? Because then you
Sure.
could easily impersonate
I'm red.
a police officer.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, that's the reason I have you in cuffs.
Oh.
Okay?
All right.
You have this.
The officer checks him out, asking if he has a gun. Further, he reveals that according to NRS, you're not allowed to have red and blue lights, unless you're a sworn officer, because it allows you to easily resemble a police officer. Yeah, that's why I have you in cuffs, okay? You have this?
So who issued this to you?
My former employer.
Your former employer? So
Yeah.
you used to work for the FBI at one point?
I've contracted with the Department of Justice and the FBI and other
Here in
Reno.
Where's their office at or what?
Resident agency. It's off of it's next to Wells Fargo. It's right by the traffic circle there.
Okay. I'm just throwing out because I'm not idea where they're at.
The officer further asked him what has issued this to him and where are they. The man further states that he works for Southwest Gas too, part-time, and has his own cybersecurity company. The cop takes his answer and adds, well, this right here is a guard card. Yeah, that's Nevada. That's Private Investigators Licensing Board. That's the issue. Yes, and I mean, you're permitted to obtain this because you're a private investigator or a private security guard.
Sure, be like, hey,
yeah.
go follow my wife or do
Yeah.
whatever, right?
Yeah,
But you have to go through.
No. I'm also I'm a cybersecurity researcher. Also, I don't have to do all of that. To hire me as a PI, I don't even need that. You can hire me as a hacker.
So where did you get this?
That's what I've worked.
The cops then ask him if something irrelevant to see his answer, and they can catch him if he's lying. The cops then ask the man if he can follow his wife because he thinks she is cheating on him. The other's still suspicious and says he's going to call somebody if he's impersonating an FBI officer. The cop inspected every aspect of the man in his car for incriminating materials, including the guy's personal financial information, such as his crypto wallet details. This cop was so stupid he didn't identify those details, disclosing them to the entire world. Any good crypto hacker might have utilized those details to empty this agent's crypto wallet. The only thing the special agent did wrong was having a disguised car plate. Everything else was in violation of his constitutional rights as a U.S. citizen and special agent.
What are y'all taking me in for? What did I do?
Operating a vehicle while under the influence of alcohol or drugs or other controlled substances.
No.
A belligerently intoxicated woman is arrested in Ohio after crashing a vehicle while transporting a patient with special needs.
Kelly, I'm gonna have you step out with me, okay? We gotta go. I know. I gotta get you out of here though, okay?
I know you're not gonna do that.
Yeah. Kelly, we're not laying back down.
All this before she blatantly
Kelly Barton, then 48 years old, was put in a dangerous position by a series of strange happenings. She was on the clock and transporting a patient with special needs when the accident occurred. Kelly slammed into a lamppost while driving. Kelly's untidy and shaky appearance was immediately noticeable to the responding police officers.
I don't know what this
Yeah,
is.
she shredded the back of that. She's
She in the back
popped,
of my car.
Well, she popped both tires, so I'm afraid she hit something in Blue Ash. So, yep.
I guess it's going to be by the roundabout.
That's what I think too. Well, you're saying she came Glendale Milford? Yeah, be up. Oh, yeah. Okay, so here's what she told me. The driver is in her car. Okay, so I came to an empty vehicle. All right. The owner of this facility or whatever it is, they transport special needs people.
32, squad dispatch 106.
This driver,
the road drive
she is
for 93-year-old female semi-conscious.
Kelly initially disputed responsibility for the collision, but it was later discovered that alcohol was a contributing factor. She denied that she had ever driven under the influence, despite the fact that she was employed as a caregiver. However, video surveillance from a neighboring gas station positively identified her as the driver. As a result, she was accused of driving under the influence while transporting the sick patient, and she also faced charges of ignoring her duty.
Your driver is someone that stays at a shelter?
Huh?
Your driver is somebody who stays at a shelter?
My coworker. She's a coworker.
Okay.
But I'm the driver. That's my fault. She in the back seat.
I'm talking about this one.
This one, yeah, she stays in the shelter.
She stays in the shelter.
She just got the job. Yeah, she just got.
We're trying to figure out a way. If we got to get her home, we got to figure out
I'll get her. I'll
a safe
take her.
place to.
Yeah, she's at the shelter. I know.
So here's the situation. It's a unique one.
Parkway 31, okay.
This car belongs to a special needs driver service. They drive special needs people around 2 different places. The driver is heavily intoxicated. We're going to go see what she hit in Blue Ash, but the gentleman that was being driven said she hit a pole. The car's on only one wheel. When I got here, the car is turned off, and this driver is sitting in the passenger seat of a coworker's car that came to pick up the special needs person. So, can we even go the OVI route? Nobody saw her driving. Lady picked her up, said my boss told me to come down here, and
Kelly's behavior took a sudden and unwelcome turn as paramedics arrived to examine her. She started making sexual statements about the responding officers that shocked everyone. Multiple tests conducted by the police confirmed that Kelly's blood alcohol content was far higher than the permissible level.
yeah, let's go ahead and just get roll squad. Hey, Kelly.
Yes, sir.
Can I have you step out here with me real quick? I'll help you out. I know. Here we go. Give me your hand, and I'm going to help you out.
Trying.
I know you're trying, but I need you to work with me, okay? So this nice lady can give you a ride home, okay? So go ahead and step out for me, all right?
Officers worked for several minutes to convince Barton to step out of the vehicle.
Kelly, I know you're tired. Here, hold my hand, and I'm going to get you out, okay? So I need you to come out with me, all right? Because we're going to work together, okay?
Listen to my partner, please.
Yeah, come on, Kelly. Please. I'm gonna get you these shoes, all right?
Kelly, knowing that her arrest was likely, persisted in her bold behavior, fighting off the cops as they tried to place her in the police car. At the end of the day, she was arrested for drunk driving. Kelly's arrest antics left a confusing tail in her trail, and if anyone thought she was brazen before, they were shocked by what they saw. Here, 18-year-old Skylar Floss gained notoriety after releasing a video in which she claimed to have fooled a police officer during a DUI stop.
I got out of a DUI and got let off with a warning.
She bragged that she had avoided a DUI charge by using her wit and charm, and that the police officer had even asked her out. A different picture emerged, however, after Deputy Stallman of the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office revealed body cam footage.
I blew a 3.8 and he let me off with a f***ing warning and gave me his number and said we should meet for coffee or lunch. He was hot, so I'm getting lunch with him tomorrow.
Skylar was pulled over by Deputy Stallman for weaving on the road, and Stallman voiced his fear that Skylar might be impaired by alcohol. He asked how she was doing and gave her a card with the department's information on it, rather than his personal number.
I'm in the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office. I pulled you over because you were weaving a little bit back there. Where are you coming from?
I was coming from my friend's house. I actually just got dumped.
Okay.
So I was like crying and like I'm really
okay. Were you on your phone and stuff too?
I was trying to call him to get a hold of him because my heart hurts.
Okay. Well, I'm just concerned that you were weaving because of alcohol, but if you're on your phone, have you been drinking or anything tonight? No? Okay.
Despite her protest, the officer acted professionally by issuing simply a warning for her own protection. Skylar's video not only showed her bragging about taking advantage of the cops' good nature, but also showed her making up a story about how she blew an astounding 3.8 on a breathalyzer, which could have killed her. As a matter of fact, she was never put through any sort of examination. Skylar's irresponsible behavior at a party before the event was revealed by new evidence.
Sounds like you're having a rough night, so I'm not going to add to that by writing you a ticket or anything, okay? So I'm just going to give you a warning. It's not a big deal. I just want to make sure you're okay. You were weaving a little bit, and I just want to make sure you're okay to operate the motor vehicle, and I believe you are. So my information's right here on the front. The reason I stopped you here is on the back. Where we were headed, get there safely, and I'm sorry you're having a bad night.
Yeah, I'm just sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. Yeah, no, you don't need to apologize. I mean, you were weaving a little bit with no traffic out. I just want to make sure you're okay, that's all.
Skylar eventually confirmed her irresponsible behavior and her fabrication of stories for online attention. Neither she nor Deputy Stallman, who had behaved professionally throughout the incident, faced any legal consequences. The incident acted as a warning against making baseless charges and highlighted the significance of acting responsibly while behind the wheel. Lydia Badillo found herself in a precarious circumstance that differentiated her from the other people. During her effort to sneak 2 undocumented immigrants across the Mexican border, she was caught by Border Patrol agents.
Fine, you're fine. Just come over here to this side. Do you have anything right here?
Oh no, you want to open it?
Yeah. Right. Okay.
They're my friends.
Okay, and who are these?
Both of my friends.
Okay.
Carmen y Joana.
Okay. Okay. Are these legit? Because they look fake.
I'm guessing, but I met them at Club Fuego.
What?
We're going to Agave. We're gonna go have some drinks.
How long have you met this?
Yeah, tengo como 4 from 5 months. We met at Club Fuego.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Just wait for me right here, okay? You don't have anything?
Sorry, sir.
What?
I'm looking at your eyes.
Why?
You look pretty handsome.
Oh.
I need to call the cops. Can I just please? I have an autism kid in my house.
Okay.
Please.
Let's do it.
Please.
Yes.
Lydia resorted to an ill-conceived approach when her illegal business started to fall apart. She sought to seduce Officer Francis by asking him to wait while she lavished him with praises. This was a mistake on her part. Officer Francis, on the other hand, was not readily persuaded. He began to have doubts about the fake identification cards that Lydia had handed him.
I had 2 investigators today
Okay.
earlier.
Okay.
Can
Do it, ma'am.
In my car.
Ma'am.
I just want to.
Estos documentos por un tiempo.
Por un año.
Por un año.
Sí.
Ok. Pues son falsos, ok. Y tener documentos en estados de Texas es un delito. Las ID, a esta te sale a un señor, la tuya. A esta no me sale nada. Ok, so estas identificaciones son falsas. Ok.
After conducting further research, he discovered that both of the IDs were forged, exposing Lydia's deceptive plan. The 2 women who were traveling with her were revealed to be undocumented immigrants hailing from El Salvador who were caught up in a murky human trafficking operation. These victims were held captive in debt bondages, where they were compelled to perform forced labor and subjected to sexual exploitation in order to repay their traffickers.
Ahora, yo lo que les quiero dar a entender a ustedes de que, so it's clear what's going on now. Well, we already passed that. You had 2 undocumented people in the vehicle. We're past that.
Y ahora es mi culpa.
Ma'am.
Culpa de eso.
Okay? You're under arrest for human smuggling.
No, sir.
Turn around.
Please.
Turn around. Okay.
Todo por yo manejar.
Turn around. Separate your arms.
Lydia was taken into custody without delay, while the 2 Salvadorian ladies were deported back to their native country, potentially saving them from years of unspeakable torment. The ill-advised attempt that Lydia made to charm her way out of trouble failed tragically, as Officer Francis stayed unwavering in his commitment to The ill-advised attempt that Lydia made to charm her way out of trouble failed tragically, as Officer Francis stayed unwavering in his commitment to enforcing the law and protecting people who are susceptible to being exploited.
Balance?
I do have an autoimmune disease called Behçet syndrome.
Okay.
Yes.
Behçet syndrome?
Behçet syndrome. The last time I was diagnosed, I was about the 3rd person in New Mexico to have it.
Okay.
It's very similar to lupus.
Okay. All right. I'm going to have you try these tests as best you can, and we'll go from there, okay?
Yes, sir.
Do you feel comfortable walking in those shoes?
Yep.
Does your autoimmune disease or whatever it is, does it affect your ability to walk and balance?
At times, I do get lesions inside of my intestines. I did go to the doctor last week for a lesion that I have.
Okay, and did they give you something for it? Do you think it's better? They haven't done anything?
The unexpected meeting between Brooke Teague and a police officer took a fascinating turn that worked out well for her. She was initially stopped because of her irregular driving, which raised concerns about possible intoxication or a need for assistance. When Officer Smith pulled Brooke over, she greeted him cheerfully.
Just your eyes, do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Try to hold your head still, please. Keep watching it. I need you to look at it.
1, 2, 3. My balance is very bad. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. After EFGHIJKLMNOPQ.
Okay, do you know your numbers?
Yes, sir.
Can you count backwards for me? Start at 47 and end at 32, please.
47 to 32?
Yes.
47, 46, 45, 40.
Okay, just do a 47 and
to
stop me at 46.
The breast test is by willingness.
Okay. Go ahead and turn around for me. I'll read you the implied consent, and you can decide for yourself. You're not going to...
Brooke claimed multiple times that she had only had one beer and that she had just gotten off the phone with her baby's father, Zachary. Brooke had obviously had more than one drink, but her relationship with the police officer only improved as time went on.
Go to your left. You are under arrest for driving under the influence of an intoxicating liquor or drug. The New Mexico Implied Consent Act requires you to submit to a breath test to determine the alcohol content of your blood. After you take our test, you have the right to choose an additional independent test. If you choose to take this additional independent test, you have the right to a reasonable opportunity to arrange for a physician, a licensed nurse or a laboratory technician or technologist who is employed by a hospital or physician of your own choice to perform an additional chemical test. The cost of this additional test will be paid for by the law enforcement agency, the Albuquerque Police Department. Do you agree to take our test? It will be a breath test. Constant breath. Blow constantly, hard and constantly till the machine stops making noise. Go ahead. Blow, 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 blow. Try it again. Now, the legal limit in the state of New Mexico is 0.08. Your first breath score was a 0.16, and your second was a 0.16. You're at 2 times the legal limit. It's a little bit more than one shot, okay? 0.08 is the 0.08 is the legal limit. You are going to be transported out to MDC where you'll be booked for DWI. You're also going to be booked for failed to maintain a traffic lane, failed to obey a traffic control device, and for not having your proof.
Brooke failed the sobriety test administered by Officer Smith, resulting in her arrest for DUI despite her laughter and smiles during the test. The officer remained serious throughout their conversation.
With insurance in the vehicle. Do you have any questions for me?
Do I get to make a phone call?
You'll be able to make a phone call once you get processed, booked, photographed, fingerprinted. Okay, turn around for me. Hands back behind your back. How long?
About like a year or two ago.
No, how long did you fight, though?
Oh, I don't know.
Did you ever have your nose broken?
Yes.
11 years.
My mom put me in to stand up for myself from bullying.
You want to talk to your mom? Do you want to tell her you got arrested? Yes. Okay. From boxing to bikini, huh? It's a good transition. I think you did the similar, didn't you? Yeah. I'm recording too, by the way.
A blood alcohol test administered to Brooke at the police station showed that her blood alcohol content was 0.4%, over twice the legal limit. Her license was suspended temporarily, and she had to spend the night in jail to become sober. The incident demonstrated how arrests can be conducted with dignity and respect for all those involved. This lovely meeting could have resulted in something else in another setting, but that night, fate had other intentions.